Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Freeman Motorsports for the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway. The races are ticking down till Daytona and the cutoffs for the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. The lights are out on the pace car, and we're going to be going green next time by for 400 miles and 200 laps around this 2-mile circuit outside of Brooklyn, Michigan, not Brooklyn, New York. Anyways, back to it. Starting on the front row, you have Christopher Bell and Ross Chastain. Chastain trying to right the ship after what's been a rough few weeks for Trackhouse Racing. On row number 2, you have the rookie Ty Gibbs rolling off third, and then last week's winner, Chris Buescher, continuing to carry his momentum on row 3. Martin Truex Jr., Joey Logano, row 4, Byron and Kyle Busch rounding out your top 10, Ryan Blaney and Chase Elliott. Here we are. The fans are on their feet for 400 miles around Michigan International Speedway. The green flag is out in the air. Christopher Bell leads the field to the green flag, and we are racing in Michigan. Already Blaney jumping out to the inside, making it 3 wide in the back half of the top 10, but at the front of the field, Ross Chastain gets a great push from Ty Gibbs into turn 1. Chastain already clear of Bell, and he will slide up into the top spot off of turn 2. Down the back straightaway, they thunder. Chris Buescher and Ty Gibbs going to sort it out for third place. Ty Gibbs drops behind the 17. They're side by side for 5th. Truex fading on the inside. Logano will take that spot, and now they go into turns 3 and 4 for the first time today under the green flag. Further back in the pack, they're dicing things up 3 wide. Chase Elliott in the middle of a 3 wide battle there off of turn 4. He makes it work. And Ross Chastain will lead lap number 1 around Michigan. And Chase Elliott making another move to the inside 3 wide this time into turn 1. He jumps around Bubba Wallace and his teammate William Byron Elliott making big moves here today. This is probably one of the best chances he has at winning before the final race at Daytona in the regular season. So today, I'd keep your eyes on that 9 car to be bad fast and be willing to make some desperate moves. But Chastain continues to lead. Truex now making a move to the inside of Buescher for third place. Truex not going to be able to make that pass stick off of turn 4. He'll slide back into 4th. You really don't want to stay side by side with somebody down the straightaways. The side force is so strong, or the side draft is so strong that it slows you down, kills your momentum. And there you go, Tyler Reddick making another 3 wide move, pulling to the inside of Kyle Busch and Denny Hamlin. He's going to get by both of them in that 45 Rocket League sponsored Toyota. Down the back straightaway, Truex trying to get third again from Buescher. It's not going to work that time either. They're side by side through turns 3 and 4. Truex on the inside. Will he be able to slide up and clear the 17? He's not going to be able to, so he'll have to tuck back in line. Already, though, Elliott's up to 7th after starting in 10th. Picking up a couple of quick spots in the opening laps already. 3 laps complete. We're working lap number 4. Also, if you're just tuning in, Josh Berry had to start at the rear after subbing in for Noah Gregson in the 42. NASCAR 5, NASCAR fan, what's up? When the 6 car gets to P1, it's over. Okay. We're banking on the RFK Fords once again today, it looks like, in the chat. Let me know in the chat who's your pick to win. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe on the road to 3,500 subscribers. We're just 35 away, actually. All right. Now Kyle Busch takes a spot back away from Tyler Reddick. We're battling in the bottom, just in the bottom half of the top 20. Now Ty Gibbs looks to the inside of Chris Buescher, who gave up that spot to Martin Truex Jr. a couple laps ago. And Gibbs, after racing in the Xfinity Series race yesterday, looking to have a solid run here today. He comes into this race the first driver below the cut line, making up ground on Michael McDowell, who currently runs down in the 20th position. That's not going to cut it today. And if we take also a brief live look at the current standings, this does not factor in any potential stage points on where people are running, but just as they run right now without stage points already, Ty Gibbs just 3 points behind McDowell relative to the cut line. And Chase Elliott is now under attack from Bubba Wallace into turns 3 and 4. And the Toyotas are really looking strong today as they've all moved forward since the start of the race. You got a Toyotas in 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 7th. And now here comes Bubba making another move to the inside of Joey Logano. That's for 6th place into turn 1, and he's got that pass complete. And already also with Chase Elliott picking up some spots since the start of the race, running inside of the top 10. He also is under 30 points behind the cut line as he runs. Whoa. The 9 gets into the side of the 22 there, just a bit off of turn 4. Now he's got his teammate William Byron behind him, pushing him by the 22. And they actually are both probably going to clear Logano here into turn 1. That'll move Elliott back up to 7th and drop Logano down to 9th. And now Truex taking a peek to the inside of Ross Chastain off of turn 2 there. But also, keeping tabs, A.J. Allmendinger running down in 26th right now. His teammate running down in 28th. Kaulig just doesn't seem to have the speed that they need today. Now Allmendinger will actually drop to 27th under the last lap. It's still Chastain out front being chased by Martin Truex Jr. They've opened up about a 1-second lead on the rest of the field. Ryan Blaney stop. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, let me know in the chat who is your pick to win. We'll put up a poll here in a second. Make sure you drop a like as well. Thanks to everybody tuning in. Starting to bring these live streams back just a little bit. I didn't go live during the rain delay just because I didn't know if I had the strength to ramble for that long. My throat was a little dead. I was at a concert the other day. But thanks to everyone watching. We'll start a poll in the chat. Who wins at Michigan? Also, right now, Martin Truex Jr. also trying to lock up the regular season championship. Get some extra playoff points. Also, Truex did announce this weekend that he will return to the Cup Series full-time next year. He has 2024 on lock. Obviously, he could probably run at least a couple more years. He definitely still has the talent. It's just whether or not he wants to, continue to run and be busy, 40 weeks out of his year. I'm sure. Anyways. Then we'll say Bell as another option. And I guess Buescher. Buescher's been running in the top 4 since the start. And he was the winner a week ago. Here we go. All right, let me know in the chat who you think's going to win. Truex staying in the draft of Chastain at the front of the field. McDowell starting to slip back since the start. He's dropped now down to 23rd. That cut line really going to be one of our focuses today, but we're already 12 laps into this race. And there will be a competition caution on lap 20 for the rain. So we're just racing to that right now. And they're going to cut to commercial break. Right now, as they run, looking to keep tabs on any important drivers here. We'll go through running order as they go to commercial. First is Chastain, second Truex, third Bell, Buescher in fourth, Ty Gibbs in your top 5. Then Bubba Wallace in sixth. A lot of Toyotas at the front of the field right now. Then Elliott, Byron, Logano, and Blaney round out your top 10. Then Hamlin, Busch, Larson, Suarez, and Reddick your top 15. Austin, Dillon, Keselowski, Bowman, Jones, and Almirola your top 20. Harvick, Cindric, McDowell, Briscoe, Stenhouse, your top 25. Then Preece, Allmendinger, LaJoy, Haley, and Gilliland, your top 30. Then Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Austin Hill, Barry, Yaley, and Bilicki, and Custer round out your field. Looking at the lap times amongst your leaders last time by, pretty much everybody within the top 5 is all pretty close in terms of lap time. Actually, the fastest car last time by was Bubba Wallace in 6th with 37.8. Your leader ran a 38.06, so he was about 2/10 faster than the leader. But the caution is out. The caution is out. I'm not sure what for. I'm trying to look at the leaderboard. It could be for rain possibly, but I don't think there were any other showers coming into the area. Competition caution was not supposed to come till lap 20. Trying to see if there are any jumbles, any drops in the running order. Might have to check Twitter. Or X, whatever it's called. Can we get an update from the most reliable news source on the internet? Caution. Kyle Busch in turn 2. Kyle Busch crashes in turn 2. And he is going to be able to keep going, but it looks like he is backed in the left rear pretty good. He was on the inside of Ryan Blaney. This was a battle for probably about 10th position on the racetrack. Oh, and he just that's on Busch right there. He just goes in there and they're racing hard, but yeah, Kyle Busch just slides up the track into the side of the 12. Maybe he expected the 12 to be up another couple feet, but just gets into the side of the 12, and that causes the car to lose all grip. He goes for a spin and backs in the driver's side, left rear. Pretty significant damage to that 8 car. Definitely a broken toe link, I would imagine. I don't know if it's going to be terminal. He's been able to drive it back to pit road, but definitely going to end his shot at winning today. Yeah, we'll see if we can get an update on whether or not that thing's going to... See if that thing's going to be preservable, if that's the right term. Obviously, Kyle Busch already a multi-time winner on the season, so he's not worried about his playoff chances right here. This isn't really affecting him too much. Ryan Blaney probably didn't get much significant damage. They probably will not pit as a result of that damage. What Kyle Busch is, he's going to drop down the running order all the way to last. That's going to drop him in the regular season's point standings and possibly cost him just a couple potential playoff points. Yeah, I think that's all on Kyle Busch there. And he has taken it to the garage. Kyle Busch is the first DNF of the day. So Kyle Busch going to be credited with the 37th place result here at Michigan. This is going to be one for him to forget. Blaney spotters Josh Williams. I did not know that. Now, RFK has definitely figured something out. Roush comeback, possibly. And I can see you guys in the chat. You're voting for Buescher to get the win today. What about the boss man? Right now, Keselowski runs in 16th. Now, at this point, I'm really not sure whether you're going to see any pit road takers. Since they ran so many opening pace laps, and then pace laps once they got the engines refired, I don't know what their fuel mileage is looking like at this point. I mean, I could imagine everybody would be able to make it to the end of the stage. There isn't a ton of tire fall off, but in that 15-lap run or so, there's already about a half a second worth of fall off. And, yeah, you're going to see Chastain pit, Bell will pit, and then it's kind of split 50-50. And then once you get outside the top 10, almost everybody's pitting. But I would say at least 10 cars are going to stay out here. But your leader, Chastain, chooses to duck into pit road. Martin Truex Jr. stays out. Some drivers just making some early adjustments to their race cars, trying to get ahead of the game. Most people just doing a gas and go or maybe changing 2 tires. Yeah, Bell gets past Chastain on pit road. McDowell takes no tires, just gas. Have to see if 2 tires make enough difference. And also, I don't know what the fuel mileage is looking like. Trying to scroll through here. Hold on just a moment. Trying to find, if I can find something on Twitter about what the fuel mileage looks like. NASCAR fuel. Oh, I can't find anything out. We'll see if we can pick something up on the broadcast. No one's fault, just aggressive racing. Yeah, exactly. Ski Racer. Thanks to anybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks to everybody tuning in. It's still 35 subscribers away from 3,500. Appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. We'll be live next weekend for the Indianapolis Road Course. Including this one, only 4 races left till the cutoff for the playoffs. So we'll be live for Indy. We'll be live for Watkins. Well, actually, we'll not be live for Watkins Glen because I will be at Watkins Glen, sadly. Then we should be live for Daytona. That'll be my first weekend at college. So depends on if I can have my setup all good to go at that point, or as long as I don't have an orientation type event to attend, I should be live. Maybe if I won't be able to be live at the start, I'll definitely be live at some point during that race because I cannot wait for that race. It's always amazing. But thanks everyone watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up to 10 likes, guys. I appreciate it. Anyways, thank you, Ski Racer. It's going to be a good fight for second. What's that a reference to? You think the Truex is just going to run by them all? Or are you saying once Keselowski gets to the lead? But that also did count as the competition caution, by the way. And that comes pretty close to, I don't know, that came at the 1/3 mark there in stage 1. I believe everybody should be good to make it to the end of this stage on fuel. But it'll be Truex on the outside, Ty Gibbs on the inside of row 1, then Buescher on the outside row 2 with Elliott to his inside, then row 3, Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez. The green flag back in the air. 20 laps complete, 25 to go in stage number 1. Truex gets a good restart on the outside and a nice push from Buescher back in the back. They're splitting up 3 wide, 4 wide, further back. And into turn 1, they are locked up in a pack of 4, 2 by 2. They're going to spread out. Truex is going to get a great run on the outside and slingshot past Ty Gibbs for the lead. Elliott's going to check up just a bit. He might be able to slot back into 4th. He'll slot back into 5th. But now Blaney's going to pop to the inside of Elliott into turn 3. That's the battle for 5th place. And the fresh tires are on the move. Christopher Bell trying to make up some ground after just having that last pit stop. Your top 10 on the restart essentially stayed out. We'll see if the 2 tires are able to win out. Chase Elliott and Blaney still battling side by side for 5th place. Elliott on the inside, Blaney on the outside. Bubba Wallace is going to be able to kind of block in Blaney, but Elliott's not going to have the preferred line down the back straightaway. And Blaney will go by the 9 car down the backstretch. And now here comes Reddick pulling out to the inside. And he will slingshot by Elliott for now, but will he find a spot in line to slide up in front of the 9 car? Yes, he will. Reddick up to 6th. Elliott back to 7th here. He's lost 3 spots here on the restart. And right now, the 2 tires starting to work their way through the field. Chastain has passed Bell, so now he's the lead car on that strategy once again. They're all boxed in behind Brad Keselowski, who currently runs in the 9th position. Now here comes Chastain to the inside of Keselowski into turn 3. Chastain in the red, white, and blue jockey car is going to make that pass look easy as he is now up to 9th place. Also, McDowell he did come down pit road, but just for gas and go, so he is on the same tires as your leaders and at a disadvantage compared to the cars he's running around, but he's still holding his own in 14th since the restart. And as I say that, Larson takes 14th away from the 34. Further back in the back, they're still working on sorting things out. But it's Truex with about a 7/10 of a second lead over Gibbs right now. Buescher 1.2 seconds back. Wallace 1.8 seconds back. Blaney 2.3 seconds back in 5th place. Then Reddick, Elliott, Suarez, Chastain, and Bell round out your top 10. And Harvick is struggling right now in what will be his last race at Michigan track, where he's experienced so much success, winning 5 out of the last 7 races. But currently he is fading and is struggling just to run inside of the top 20 right now. He currently runs in the 28th position. And now Reddick looking to crack the top 5, trying to get by Ryan Blaney, trying to make it 4 Toyotas inside the top 5. The Toyotas look like the manufacturer to beat today. 20 laps to go in stage 1. Right now, Ty Gibbs in position to get a lot of crucial stage points. Bubba Wallace as well. Chase Elliott also, and Suarez. Some drivers right around that cut line inside the top 10. Drivers that are not near the top 10 right now that probably need to be in the stage point positions. Alex Bowman down in 16th. McDowell in 17th. AJ Allmendinger runs in 22nd. So they either need to pick up some positions or hope these guys running in the top 10 start to lose some positions to the guys on 2 tires. Right now, Larson trying to get by. Christopher Bell for 12th. And now here comes A.J. Allmendinger under attack from Murky Stenhouse Jr. and Joey Logano, and he's going to get passed by both of them. And there's a perfect example of how much running side-by-side can slow you down. The 16 and the 47 were running side-by-side down the back straightaway. The side draft slowed them both down, and then Logano was able to just drive right by like nothing ever happened. And LaJoie also going to try and pick him off. These guys are running hard out back here outside the top 20. You got LaJoie, Allmendinger, Stenhouse, Haley, Almirola all under a blanket here, pushing each other through the turns and down the straightaways. Thanks everybody watching right now. We'll say what we can to pull out today. I'm not quite sure what you're getting at there, Ski Racer. We're up to 8 likes. I appreciate it. Let's get up to 10 or 15 or 20 or whatever. Appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, AJ Allmendinger really overshoots the turn there in turns 1 and 2, and that's going to cost him a ton of track position. He's going to drop almost outside of the top 30 now. This stage has just become a throwaway here for AJ Allmendinger. Also, Tyler Reddick has gotten by Ryan Blaney for the 5th position. That makes it 4 Toyotas inside of the top 5. The lone outlier, the winner a week ago, the number 17, Roush Ford of Christopher Buescher. Your biggest movers since the restart, though, are LaJoie up 12 spots, Reddick up 10, Barry up 10. I don't mean since the restart. I mean since the race start. That's my bad. Also, Kyle Larson's going to get by Christopher Bell. That's for 12th, or actually they're still disputing that position. Now here comes Larson to the inside of Bell in turns 1 and 2. And these guys rivals on the pavement and on the dirt. And Larson's going to get a nice side draft there through the center of the turn. And now they're going to try and get away from each other a little bit down the straightaway, so that way they don't slow each other down too much. Here we are into turns 3 and 4. They're still side by side. Larson trying to get by the foe, and he gets way loose right there. Almost spun the car around right there off a turn in the middle of turns 3 and 4. And now he's going to lose quite a few positions there to Alex Bowman, Austin Cindric. And then Hamlin, actually, of all people, was able to kind of give the 5 car a nice push to get him back going. Now he's looking to the inside of Austin Cindric for 14th. And yeah, right now Larson just looking to find a way by Austin Cindric, who's running in 14th. He needs to find a way into the top 10 to get some stage points if he wants to stay in that fight for the playoffs. But I mean, I don't really think he's going to be able to do that. But the 2 car does look to be running better today than he has been the last couple weeks. He's been struggling to find the top 20. Also, that 0-tire strategy for McDowell not really paying any dividends. He's dropped back to 18th where he was running before the pit stops, basically. In no realm will he get stage points right now. Those Fords are dialed up. They have figured this thing out. I'm not sure what they are doing with those engines. Well, I don't know. They might have something figured out compared to the past, but the Toyotas still seem to be the ones to beat. Right now, Suarez trying to get up there on Chase Elliott. This is the battle for 7th position. Stage points going to be given out in 13 laps. Actually, make it 12. Be that gap to the cut line now. Before stage points are even being factored in as they run, McDowell only 2 points above Ty Gibbs. And that'll change once these stage points get dealt into the picture. Suarez to the inside of Elliott. Down the back straightaway. They run side by side into turn 3 and 4. Suarez on the inside of the 9, and he's going to get that spot. For the back, though, Chastain is getting larger in both of these drivers' rearview mirrors. Right now, Brad Keselowski holds on to that 10th position where the final stage point will get paid out to. And Chastain's, Elliott's going around, and he's got a problem. He's going to back it into the turns 1 and 2 wall, and the day is done for Chase Elliott. It looks like just something broke on the 9, or flat tire, actually, I think. A flat right rear. He just coasted right up the track completely out of his control. Nothing he could do there. And that car is done for the day. He has backed it into the wall. And I think it is safe to say with this now, unless some crazy things happen, Chase Elliott will be in a borderline must-win situation following today. It is going to come down to Indy, Watkins Glen, or Daytona for Chase Elliott. Oh, boy. Chase Elliott was having a great day. Michigan is one of his best racetracks historically. And he's actually going to be able to drive it back around to his pit crew, but he's already put the window net down, so he's already done for the day. I would say even if he gets it back to pit road, that car is killed, but I mean, it just, I really couldn't tell you what happened there. I mean, I have to imagine a flat tire or part brake. Yeah, right rear tire. There you go. Boom. You can see the rubber start to peel off right in the center of the turn. Just all of a sudden, just gives out on him. And the right rear just drops and boom, up into the wall. Could have run over a chunk of debris. Who knows? But now that Chase Elliott, as he drops down the running order, he will now finish 36th on the day, not collect any stage points or anything. And yeah, he is going to be in essentially probably negative 70 or so, I'd imagine, to the cut line. It would take almost a miracle effort to make up that many points on the cut line in the span of 3 races, or he would need a lot of troubles for the drivers just above the cut line. But now with this caution just before the stage end, do you pit or do you not? That's the question. I mean, if you're Truex, you probably stay out. You're trying to get that playoff point, get those stage points also. But if you're Buescher, you might just want to pit here and then stay out at the end of the stage and then cycle back to the lead. Or if you're Wallace, if you're Suarez, you're probably going to stay out to try and collect those stage points. But like I said, if you already have a win and you're not really in position to get the stage win, like a Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain, Brad Keselowski, but maybe do you hit pit road here? Oh boy, tough day for Elliott. LB makes content. How you doing? It's been a minute since I've seen you in here. Yeah, Buescher now up to P3. Thanks to everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get this thing up to 10 likes. Oh, looks like they're doing some repairs to the nose. Is that McDowell? You can see it. Yeah, there's significant nose damage to the 34. So he is on pit road right now, and I noticed he was off pace. I don't know if he'd already had the nose damage, and that's why he was running a little slower, but... Oh, boy. Bad news for Elliott. Bad news for McDowell. Now, here comes... Pit road is open, and Buescher will lead him down. Reddick, Blaney, Chastain. Just kind of as I predicted, those guys that already have a win, they don't really need the points, are hitting pit road. And then, yeah, Truex, Gibbs, Wallace all stay out. We'll see what the official running order looks like here in a minute. And most people taking 4 tires and fuel. I'm interested to see if anybody that just took 2 tires before, if they just changed the other 2 on this stop. And here we are with the race off of pit road. And it's Byron with 2 tires. He wins the race off of pit road. Yeah, you got kind of a split. Some people took 2, some people took 4. Byron, Hamlin, Bowman, or Logano each took 2 tires, and then Buescher, Chastain, Blaney, and others took 4. Yeah, flat tire, flat left rear for Chase Elliott, and that'll put him out of the race. He joins Kyle Busch as the only 2 DNFs here, but already quite a bit of drama in just stage 1. McDowell also with damage to the front end of that car that they've had to tape up, so he's going to have most likely a long day ahead of him. So this is giving an opportunity for people like Gibbs, Suarez, Allmendinger, Bowman to make up a lot of ground on that cut line. And Bubba Wallace currently running in position to get a lot of stage points. He could almost lock himself into the playoffs the way he's running. Man, now as they run, now this is not with any stage points factored in. Keep in mind, Ty Gibbs is currently the first driver in by 15 points over McDowell and 18 points over Suarez and 23 points over Allmendinger and about like 40 points over Bowman. Whereas Bubba Wallace runs, Bubba Wallace runs right now 70 points to the good, basically. And that's not factoring in stage points, so it's really like 90 as he runs. So we'll see who stayed out, who did not. It looks like it's Truex, Gibbs, Wallace, Suarez, Keselowski, then Larson, LaJoie, Stenhouse, Haley, Ty Dillon, your top 10 that all stayed out, and then Byron in 11th is the first one that has pitted for tires here. Kind of surprised Allmendinger did not try and stay out there to get some stage points. Because if he would have stayed out, he probably would have started in the 8th position just about, so you might have been able to collect just a few. And, I mean, honestly, he's starting in the 29th position now. Even when these top 10 pit, he'll only move up to, like, most likely at the most 15th. So I feel like picking up some of those points probably would have been better for how they've been running so far today. All right, though. Still everybody on the lead lap that's in this race. P5, BK is there. Yeah, right now, both RFK cars inside at the top 5, looking to get some big stage points here in stage number 1. The fans are on their feet, though. We're going to get a restart here in stage 1 with 6 laps to go. Thanks to everybody watching, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. And here comes the field off of turn 4, led by Martin Truex Jr. and Ty Gibbs. And Martin Truex Jr. and Bubba Wallace on the inside. Ty Gibbs pushing Truex. And here they are. Green flag is out. Truex with a great push from Gibbs. And already Byron trying to pull out on the fresh tires. Haley throws a quick block on him. Here they are down in turns 1 and 2. And Truex is already clear for the lead. And they're checking up big time. 3 wide and 4 wide further back in the pack. Fresh tires trying to surge ahead through the middle. Here comes Alex Bowman. It's Truex, Wallace, Gibbs, Keselowski, and Suarez, your top 5 right now. Then Larson and LaJoie side by side for 6th. Oh my goodness, they're 3 wide, 3 rows deep back in the middle of the pack there. And they are 4 wide down the front straightaway. Stenhouse, Byron, Keselowski, and Logano. Now they're just 3 wide. Oh boy, everybody is trying to pick up any point that they can here down the stretch here. Bowman right now moving forward, though, on the fresh tires, trying to collect some stage points. He's up to 7th, trying to get by his teammate Larson next. This is what he needs to do to try and get into the playoffs. Truex out front, though, by half a second already with 5 to go. It's Wallace in 2nd, Gibbs in 3rd, Keselowski, Suarez, your top 5. Then Larson, Bowman, LaJoie, Haley, and Hamlin, your top 10. But down the front straightaway, it's all about a game of momentum. Can you get a partner to go with you? If you pull out a line, can you make the pass work? Because if you don't, you're going to be losing a lot of positions. Reddick going to try and slide up in front of Bell. Bell's going to cut out from underneath, go to the inside of the 45. But now the 1's going to be dropping back as the 20 going to pull out behind Chastain. He's going to go for it, but Chastain pulls down and blocks it off. 4 to go in the stage. Chastain sliding up the racetrack big time there in 3 and 4. Reddick's going to also have to get out of the gas. As a result, Bell will fly on by. Now here comes Austin Cindric to the inside, making it 3 wide. Logano will push Reddick. That'll give him the help he needs. But then Chastain in no man's land, as well as Austin Cindric, and they're going to drop back and lose probably about 3 or 4 spots each before they find a spot in line into turns 1 and 2. Right now, Truex, Wallace, and Gibbs have dominated the opening stage out front, top 3 pretty much the whole time. And Wallace and Gibbs are going to be picking up crucial stage points to help them find their way into the playoffs here. As they work their way off of turn 4, they're still battling just outside the top 10, but currently your top 10 looking like Truex, Wallace, Gibbs, Keselowski, Suarez, Larson, Bowman moving his way forward on fresh tires, LaJoie, Hamlin, and Buescher, your top 10. Now Byron's going to get by Buescher for that final points paying position. But Truex, well, at the end of the stage, your top 10, or almost all of your top 10 drivers, will have to hit pit road after the strategy that they've pulled. So they will all cycle to the rear. So even though Truex has dominated this opening stage, we'll see how he runs once he's back in traffic. Now here comes Suarez looking for a pass on Keselowski. It doesn't work. That's going to cost him his momentum. Now Larson will pull out on the 99, jump to the inside of him. This is for 5th position, and he has got that pass complete into turn 1. Now Suarez has got a runoff corner exit on the 5 car down the back straightaway. He's not going to have enough to do anything with. And into turns 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 1. Martin Truex Jr. will get the stage 1 victory. Bubba Wallace in 2nd. Ty Gibbs 3rd. Keselowski 4th. Larson rounds out your top 5. Then Suarez. Byron in the wall off of turn 4. And further ahead, though. Yeah, anyways, Byron in the wall off of turn 4. That we'll see what the extent of that damage is for him. He was running just outside the top 10. But then you have Suarez, Bowman, Hamlin, Jones, and LaJoie, your top 10. LaJoie and Byron, I think, were battling for that final stage point. I wonder if they might have gotten together there coming to the end. Oh, no, the 24, that car just snaps on his own, and he's going to slide up the track and get in the wall pretty hard, yeah. 24 just on his own, maybe got caught in the dirty air of the 11, but that car just snapped up the racetrack, and he got in the wall pretty good with the right side. It's already 2 cars with trouble for Hendrick. Chase Elliott already out of the race with a flat tire that backed him into the wall. And that concludes stage 1, 45 laps complete in this one. I believe the distance of stage 2 is 75 laps. And the final stage will be 80 laps. You'll have to see if there's a bent toe link or anything for the 24 of Byron. Coming into today, he was 3rd in the regular season's point standings, trying to maybe mount a charge at Truex to get that regular season championship, but with that damage today, that might just about take him out of contention. Now, Truex picking up another stage win. And with those stage points now factored in, okay, actually already Byron on pit road. And they're examining the right side of that 24 car. Now, he was not the cause for the caution, so there is no damaged vehicle clock, I believe. So he has basically as long as they want to repair that car. But the way this race is going, if he drops more than 4 or 5 laps, there's not really a point of throwing him back out there. But with the stage points now, Bubba Wallace finds himself 75 points to the good. So Bubba has been doing what he needs to do here at Michigan and at Richmond last week to put himself in a good position going into what will probably be a rough 2 weeks for him at the Indy Road Course in Watkins Glen. But also Ty Gibbs picking up stage points. Now he has 19 points to the good over Michael McDowell, 22 points to the good over Daniel Suarez, and 29 points to the good, I believe, over A.J. Allmendinger. Now, pit road is open, and everybody who did not pit earlier will pit now. So now we'll have to see how do those Toyotas move from the back to the front. Thanks, everybody, watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Let's get this thing up to, let's say, 10 likes? Can we do 10 likes? Thanks, everybody, watching, though. Anyways, examining the damage on the 24. I think this is most likely going to be the end of his day, as I think they're having to replace the toe on both front and rear of the right side. Hold on a second. My phone screen is broken. I need to get it fixed. Okay. All right. So, stage 1 recap. Toyota domination, specifically Martin Truex Jr. Flashbacks to Richmond, kind of. And then, actually, no, Richmond, he struggled at Richmond. What am I saying? Anyways. So Toyota domination, issues for Kyle Busch. I believe, he just overcooked the corner, got into the side of Blaney. The car got loose, went around. He backed it into the wall. His day was done. Then Chase Elliott, just no fault of his own, flat tire, backed it into the wall. His day is done. And then the final kind of thing that happened right at the end of the stage, William Byron got out of the groove, got into the wall off turn 4 with significant damage to the right side of his race car, which will pretty much take him out of contention. He's already 2 laps down. Michael McDowell, also another playoff driver, has damage to the front nose of his race car, so that's probably hindering the speed on the 34. And then the drivers below the cut line, or I guess also above the cut line, that are making big gains today. Ty Gibbs and Bubba Wallace making the most of stage 1, collecting big points. Daniel Suarez also picking up a couple stage points there. And now after the pit stops have cycled through, your new top 10. Bowman, Hamlin, Jones having a good run right there. Another Michigan boy, Eric Jones in third. That would blow up the playoff picture if he got a win today. Bell, Blaney, Reddick, Preece up in 7th. He had a good run last week in Richmond, trying to back it up here today. Dillon, Chastain, Cindric, your top 10. Then Allmendinger, Logano, Almirola, Briscoe, Burton, your top 15. Harvick, Barry, Gilliland, Yaley, and Buescher, your top 20. And then now you get to the drivers that just pitted. You have Larson, Wallace, LaJoy, Haley, Keselowski, Suarez, Gibbs, Stenhouse, Austin Hill, Truex, your top 30. And then Custer, Ty Dillon, Blicky, Big Dow. And they're still working on the 24. No damage vehicle policy, though, because he was not the cause of the caution. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also got a penalty under that last pit stop. And now with the Toyotas out of the picture, this does give the Fords an opportunity to get to the front. I mean, there is Hamlin still representing the Toyotas at the front of the field, as well as Bell, Reddick. Honestly, actually, Toyota still has the track position. The RFK guys are kind of mired back in traffic because they're both on that strategy there at the end of the stage. We'll see if they can move to the front here in Stage 2. Stage 2 significantly longer than Stage 1, 75 laps the distance. Lights out on the pace car. Will be going green next time by. Bowman on the outside in that Detroit Pistons scheme. And then you have Eric Jones on the inside. So you got a Michigan front row with a Michigander on the inside and a Michigan-sponsored car on the outside. Well, I guess they are on the damaged vehicle clock here for the 24. So their day is done for the 24. Not too surprised, but I'm surprised they're on the damaged vehicle policy because they were not really the cause of the caution. But NASCAR might have just thrown them in there as the cause of the caution. I'm not really sure how that all works. But anyways, the 24 is done for the day. Third retirement, second for Hendrick, third for Chevrolet. But the green flag will be back out here. 50 laps complete, 150 to go in the race. Bowman with a good restart on the outside. A nice push from Denny Hamlin. Now, they don't have the best of history as we go down into turns 1 and 2. Oh, they're really going to check up there in the middle of the pack on the inside. I think that's Austin Dillon going backwards. Down the back straightaway, though. Jones going to get into the side of Bowman there just a bit, going with a really aggressive side draft. Now Jones trying to run away from that 48 into turns 3 and 4. Jones fighting for the lead. What's been a really rough year for Legacy Motor Club, trying to get out front for what feels like the first time since the Southern 500. Here we go, and we got a crash in the back, and it's the other Legacy Motor Club car. Josh Berry in the 42 is around and has backed that car into the wall, and it looks like we're going to have a fourth retirement for Chevrolet. Josh Berry filling in for Noah Gregson after he was indefinitely suspended from the team for an incident that happened this past weekend. Wait, do you know about that?
I saw the story. I didn't say anything about what he did.
Yeah, I'll tell you later. Anyway, so, but now Bowman, Jones, Bell, Reddick, Hamlin, your top 5. And Jones looking really racy today. I know he was pretty excited in the pre-race. And this is a track that is historically good for Jones, but the Legacy Motor Club cars have been so rough so far this year. But Barry just in the middle. I'm pretty much just kind of gets arrow loose underneath the 21, goes up the track. Gibbs does a good job of locking it down, staying out of the 42. That was a really tough hit there. Just hits the back and then whips around and hits the front right away. And that could have been big there if Gibbs got taken out. Would have negated all those stage points he picked up there in stage 1. Michael McDowell, another playoff driver that also just narrowly avoided this incident. Or actually, no, it's Todd Gillen. Anyways. Thanks to everybody watching right now. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate it. But already those fresh tires starting to leap ahead. Kyle Larson up to 18th. Buescher up to 14th. Yeah, so Barry is done for the day. He's out of the race car. And like I said, the 4th retirement on the day. You think the LB makes content, you think that Jones is going to be the next Chevrolet to crash it on the next restart? I'll have to see. I don't know. I actually I wouldn't mind Eric Jones' upset victory here. That would really shake up the playoffs. Or I mean, it would more so honestly, it'd pretty much eliminate the playoff battle, it'd make it almost a must-win for everybody else, unless Bubba Wallace has some sort of big problem in the next couple of races. Because with the stage points he picked up there in just stage 1, most likely he will exit today around 80 points to the good. Also, though, I mean, we're saying Eric Jones would be a surprise winner. Alex Bowman also comes into today below the cut line, 50 points below the cut line. So he's out front right now. If he were to get a win, you really wouldn't think of Bowman as being an upset winner, but that would also shake up the playoff points because he's below the cut line. Pit road is open this time. I doubt we'll see any takers. Hold on just a moment. Anyways. Sorry, just took a second away there. Okay, we're back. And we're racing again. Bowman on the outside, Jones on the inside. Running back the last restart. We'll see if Bowman wins out this time and if we can make it clean for a lap there. And Bowman gets a much better restart this time. Inside line not as formed up. Allmendinger going to poke to the inside, making it 3 wide to the inside of Priest. Bowman comes down, covers off Jones. Jones thought about jumping to the outside, but Bell was there. Now here we are off of turn 2. Bell going to slingshot up to second. Jones is there. Ooh, that was tight there for a second. Then they're 3 wide there. Blaney, Priest, and Allmendinger down the back straightaway. And Bell looking to the inside of Bowman for the lead into turns 3 and 4. And he's not going to be able to pull that one off that time. These guys are still trying to sort things out in the middle of the pack, but we're going to make it clean this time. Back to the stripe. 11 laps complete here in stage 2. Chastain going to pull to the inside of Allmendinger. Allmendinger getting a big shot from Logano there into turns 1 and 2. Oh, Buescher's going to slide up the racetrack just a little bit on the inside. Down the back straightaway. They're still racing 3 wide. Everybody trying to get single file down these straightaways. Don't want to be side by side. That hurts your momentum. Bubba going to pop out of line. Look to the inside of Briscoe. Briscoe's going to slide down, cover it off. Larson looking to the inside of the 23 through turns 3 and 4. Not going to have the momentum. He'll slide back in line off of turn 4. At the front of the field, though, Bowman's held off Bell. He's got about a 0.2 of a second lead over him. 0.6 of a second lead over Jones. Wallace looking to the inside of Briscoe once again into turns 1 and 2. It's not there that time. Martin Truex Jr. is going to get ahead of Eric Almirola after making that pit stop. He's working his way back through traffic. Currently runs in the 17th position behind Corey LaJoie. Further ahead, Larson looking into the inside of Bubba Wallace. That's for 14th position, I believe. 13th position, my bad. And further back, Truex is going to be able to clear LaJoie just barely off of turn 4. Now, weather is still a threat in the area. So, this could be a race to the end of stage 2. Or the halfway point. And Bubba's able to pass Larson back for that 13th position. And Truex is going to look to the inside of Logano into turns 3 and 4. And he's going to have that spot. He's going to have that spot. And Bubba also is going to finally work his way by Briscoe. But yeah, you can see some big dark clouds looming in the distance there off of turns 1 and 2. Top 5 all currently holding their own right now. And as I say that, Hamlin and Reddick are having a dispute over 4th place. And now Briscoe's starting to get shuffled back here. Truex up to 14th. He's looking on the inside of Larson. Man, that 19 is really fast today. Further ahead, Wallace now going to pick off Chastain. Yeah, these Toyotas look super strong right now. Truex and Bubba are just picking them off left and right. Also, J.J. Ailey making an unscheduled pit stop. Thanks everybody watching right now. And off of turn 4, Truex going to get right on the corner panel of the 1 at Chastain, trying to make that pass. Now Larson going to get behind Truex, trying to push them both by the 1 down the front stretch, and they'll both get by Chastain. Trying to work their way back into the top 10. And here you go. Denny Hamlin looking to the inside of Eric Jones. That's for 3rd place, and he's got that spot complete in turns 3 and 4. The Toyotas working their way to the front once again. And Bell is staying close to the bumper of that 48. I think the 20 is definitely cleaner, but it's currently kind of stuck in the dirty air behind Bowman. And Bell looking to the inside of Bowman off at turn 4. Not going to get to his quarter panel. Bowman going to cut down to the inside, try to break the draft to Bell. And now Allmendinger is starting to get shuffled back by the guys moving forward on fresh tires. Wallace has worked his way up to 9th. He's kind of leading that charge. Truex is up to 10th. Larson in 12th. And once again in 3 and 4, Bell. That's where Bell's definitely seems to be stronger than the 48 in 3 and 4. If he can just get on the quarter panel of him, I think he's got him here. He's got him down the front straightaway this time by Bell at the line. He's got the lead. Not clear of the 48 just yet. Now Bowman's going to try and side draft the 20 into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Hamlin from behind. Who is he going to help? Oh, Bell and Bowman make contact. Bell's around from the lead, and Hamlin avoids him, but the 20 is now backed it into turn 1. Very similar incident to what occurred to Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney earlier. Oh, he goes from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and Christopher Bell's day is almost certainly done. He was going for the lead on the inside of Alex Bowman, just made the slightest of contact, and that was enough for that car just to be snapped around. Luckily, not any more of the leaders were taken out as a result. And that definitely seems to be a consistent trend here today, that these cars has been very easy for them just to snap around. But here we are. So first off, the 20 is just able to get to the corner panel of the 48, but the side draft is so powerful here at Michigan, he's able to go right past him. Then the 48 gets a slight draft back, and then I really don't know who to blame there. I think that's more just of a racing incident. No, I think they made the slightest contact, and then the 48 backed off. Here, we'll see. Maybe they didn't even touch. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they did touch, actually. It might have just been the air right there, actually. And yeah, it does not. When you go to Bowman's onboard, they definitely didn't touch, but definitely once the 48 got on the side of the 20 just got all sorts of loose and slid right out from underneath him. Yeah. And yeah, Bell just backs it right in there on the right rear quarter panel. His day is done. I don't know. Is there contact or not? Now Junior says there's contact. I don't know. Oh, boy. Well, now Bell's out of this thing. And pit road's open. Essentially, everybody's going to take it because I think you should be good to make it to the end of the stage from here. So pit road's going to be a very, very busy place. Going to want to just trying to get into your pit stall cleanly. Are we going to see any two-tire gamblers? That's a good question. Two tires for Bowman, 4 tires for Jones. So already some diversity within your leaders. 2 tires for Truex. And Truex with an amazing stop on pit road. He is going. I mean, they took 2 tires. Oh, no tires. That's why. Reddick also with no tires. Austin Dillon with no tires. Larson with 2 tires. So a huge split. A bunch of 2-tire takers, a bunch of no-tire takers, and a bunch of 4-tire takers. We'll see what comes out on top. But yeah, that's another heavy hitter out of this race, and we're not even halfway. Only 66 laps complete, and we already have Christopher Bell, Josh Berry, William Byron, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Busch all out of this race. Free pass will go to J.J. Yaley. Hold on just a moment. Try to check the leaderboard right now. Okay. You still got those Ford, stupid roofer? All right. Hey, thanks everybody watching. We got 200 viewers on the day now. And I think we're going to have to update the poll because now that Bell's out of the mix, I mean, nobody had voted for him anyways. But I think now we have a slightly better gist on who's fast, who's not. So who? I think we'll do a different one. Do which manufacturer. Who wins at Michigan? And then after stage 2, we'll change it back to a driver poll. But we'll say Chevy, Ford, Toyota. There we go. Also, let's check the weather here. See if I'll become the weatherman here once again. Brooklyn, Michigan. Okay, right now it looks like we should be pretty good on precipitation for the rest of the day. That is good. So I think unless it's supposed to be rain tonight, but not any immediate weather in the area. Now the sunset is at 8:50, and I mean we'll probably have to end it, I'd imagine, by 8 o'clock or so before it's really getting too dusk to race. I mean at this rate with so many cautions, we could get there to where nightfall could be a problem. Now looking at the forecast over the next 4 hours, there are definitely a lot of heavy clouds in the area. I will say that, but it doesn't look like it's raining for now. Okay, it does say rain starting in Brooklyn. Going to be maybe a light shower around 7 o'clock. So as long as it doesn't rain too heavy. I mean, it looks like it'll rain maybe just a bit, so that is a good thing. So if it does rain at all, it'll only be slightly. I mean, yeah, this race has been going all over the place. But now your new running order at the front of the field, since we saw a lot of different strategies take place, it's now going to be Alex Bowman, Martin Truex Jr., Tyler Reddick, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, your top 5. Then Dillon, Cindric, Keselowski, LaJoie, and Suarez, your top 10. So LaJoie doing a good job getting into the top 10. I've seen his name towards the front of the field quite a few times today. Then I think the first car on 4 tires is Eric Jones in 13th. So he dropped 10 positions going for those extra tires. We'll see if that pays dividends or not. And then you have Burton, Buescher, Gibbs, Wallace, Stenhouse, Chastain, Preece, and Allmendinger, your top 20. Then Gilliland, Custer, Haley, Almirola, Briscoe, your top 25. Harvick, Ty Dillon, McDowell, Bilicki, Logano, your top 30. Then Austin Hill, Bell. Bell's still out there. Bell, I guess he's not gone behind the wall yet. So he's still fighting in the 20 car. Maybe he's on pit road. I'm not totally sure. We'll find out here probably pretty shortly. Yeah, we're closing out halfway really quick. So rain, even if it's a brief shower, just because it's so late in the day and it probably takes them, if it's a brief shower, like we saw earlier, it takes them about probably 30, 40 minutes to get the track dried off. So if we get rain after, I'd say 6 o'clock, 6:30, that'll probably make the race official. Here we are, though. Green flag back out. 25 laps complete here in stage 2. 50 to go. Bowman on the outside, Reddick on the inside. Truex giving a good push to the back of Reddick, but that inside line is formed up nicely. They're going to jump out 3 wide to the inside. Here comes Larson with a great push to Reddick. Reddick might clear Bowman off at turn 2. We'll see. Truex fading back. Larson slides into 3rd. And that's the first time today I think we're going to see the inside line win out on a restart. Tyler Reddick is your new leader at Michigan. Bowman in 2nd, Larson 3rd, Truex and Cindric, your top 5. Now LaJoie's going to pull out, looking on the inside of Blaney. He's going to try and make that slide work. Blaney's there. They're going to make contact. And Blaney and LaJoie are together. They're going to keep it out on the wall, but they're going to lose a ton of positions. And that's now the second time today Blaney's almost been on the losing end of a big incident. Oh my goodness, now they have just dropped from the top 10 to being right back in the chaos that is 10th through 30th. Further up towards the front of the field, I think Truex is trying to pull out on Larson for third place. Into turns 3 and 4, the 19 on the inside of the 5, and man, that 19 just looks unbeatable right now. Oh my goodness. This is a scary looking Martin Truex Jr. right now, ladies and gentlemen. He has been bad fast the last few weeks. Oh boy, LaJoy and Blaney making more contact down the front straightaway, it sounds like. Oh, Bell is still racing, even with that damage, so still out there and actually turning, not competitive lap times, but he's still in the lead draft, so looks like Bell can be able to continue for now with that damage. Oh boy, Blaney and LaJoy are caught up in the heat of the moment right now, but here we go. Martin Truex Jr. was trying to get by Bowman, didn't work out. Now Larson able to come back around the outside of the 19 and take third position back. But right now, some drivers in position to get some nice stage points. Austin Cindric currently running inside the top 5, having the best run we've seen out of the 2-car in quite some time. I mean, I do have to say this. If this race were to end where it is right now, Cindric gets a top 5 with the issues we've seen out of quite a few cars today. Austin Cindric would exit today only about 40 points below the cut line with 3 races to go. That would be potentially doable considering that he is more of a road course racer. Caution's out. And it sounds like it's for rain. And we have another yellow flag, this one for rain. Not to halfway just yet, only 73 laps complete. I mean, there's nothing on the radar that indicates that there's rain, but obviously there's rain at the racetrack for the second time today. Thanks everybody watching. Oh boy. But yeah, back to the race anyways. Yeah, the rain brings out the caution again, and oh boy, they're just trying to avoid another Daytona type of incident, but oh, great. Whew. So I'd imagine they might take him out for a few laps, try to see if the rain will just pass. Can't quite tell how heavy it's raining there in person. But probably bring him down pit road here soon and maybe put the covers on him. Caution back out for rain. The drivers still continue to coast around. I don't know if they're bringing him down pit road just yet. And now, yeah, they are bringing him down pit road now. Oh, boy. Bad sign here. We'll see what the weather's looking like right now. And might have to get the radar out for you guys. looking at the weather. Hold on now, just a moment. I gotta see if I can find where the track was at on the map again. Okay. Yeah, right now it actually doesn't, even on the radar, it does not show really any precipitation near the racetrack. At least not within 5 miles, enough that's able to pop up on the radar. And it really doesn't even look like there's anything really moving in over the next hour. But still, it is raining at the track. I wonder if the weather app will even say it's raining. It still says no rain for another hour and a half. So that's not a good sign. We can't rely on the weather app. What shall we do? Okay. So that we are not going to be anywhere near the halfway point in this one. Yeah, red flag will be out shortly for rain. Oh, wait, sure. We up to 3,470 subscribers? I didn't even see that. Hey, thanks everybody watching. 3,470 subscribers. Let's go. It feels like forever since we've actually made subscribers up. I mean, it's probably because I don't upload hardly ever, but yeah. Let's go, guys. Hey, last week, we got up to 3,469, I think. Then we lost a few through the week, which is usually typical. But now we're back up to 3,470. After we did Le Mans, we were actually at, I think, the channel high currently. So we still got to get up to, what's the record? Oh, boy, we were way higher. So we've really fallen back. We were up to 3,482 at one point. Oh, my goodness. So we got up there pretty high after Le Mans. We were almost to 3,500. So our record's still 3,482. So we still got to get 13 more to get to a new channel high. But still, some growth. That's good. That's good. My hair today, yikes. It's all right. I don't know. It's kind of just the floofy madness. All right. Who wins at the Michigan? Looking at the poll, I mean, I would put Toyota personally, but according to you guys, the viewer, it sounds like you think Ford are going to get the win. Personally, I say Toyota. But anyways, it's red flag time, baby. You know what that means? We get to talk about any random thing that we want to for the foreseeable future. We could talk about silly season, potentially, now that Noah Gragson seems to be out of a ride indefinitely. I don't really know what the return status looks like for him. I don't know. I think... Well, I don't want to get into really whether or not he should have been suspended, but more so... Oh, yeah, you brought people stupid roofer? Thank you. Thanks for bringing them. Well... I'd say I think Noah Gragson being out now. I mean, they haven't put rain covers on the cars, so that's good. Doesn't look like they're going to be stopped for long. And honestly, I mean, they got umbrellas out, but it doesn't look like it's raining too heavy there down on pit road. Anyways, silly season, I think the 42 now. I think John Hunter Nemechek, with the rumors that are out now, and then now the Noah Gragson incident, I think he is very likely to get that ride. But... Quick note, playoff picture as they run. Wallace with those stage points. 65 points to the good, so very comfortable. Not so comfortable, Ty Gibbs, now 6 points to the good. McDowell, 6 points to the bad. Bowman, 10 points to the bad. Allmendinger, 16 points to the bad. Suarez, 21 points to the bad. So it has gotten really tight right on that playoff line for what for now seems like only one free spot up for grabs, unless Wallace has a big issue this week or next week, which is definitely possible. But right now Wallace has put himself in a really good spot in terms of points. Anyways, we'll just kind of go over how people are doing so far today. If we want to look at the running order, whatever, guys. You name it in the chat. I'll keep tabs on the chat, whatever you're saying. I mean, Reddick's out front now for first time today. Other Toyota leading. Then Bowman, Larson, Truex, Jones. Your top five. Jones having a really solid run. I would not rule out possibly another surprise winner like how he was able to do in the Southern 500 a couple of years ago. Or a couple of years ago. That was literally just last year. Just feels like so long ago because of the struggles that team has had this season. Austin Cindric with a good run in 6th right now. Keselowski in 7th, backing up that speed RFK showed a week ago. Austin Dillon, top 10 right now. Bubba Wallace in 9th. Denny Hamlin in 10th. Then right now, Blaney and LaJoy having a talk down on pit road. They did make some contact before this red flag came out. Just kind of discussing what happened right now. Anyways, again, you got Gibbs, Busher, Suarez, Burton, Allmendinger, your top 15. Blaney, Preece, LaJoy, and Logano, your top 20. Then Briscoe, Stenhouse, Harvick, Gilliland, Almirola, your top 25. Then Ty Dillon, McDowell, Haley, Austin Hill, Custer, your top 30. Then Blicky and Bell all still out there. J.J. Haley 2 laps down. Then you got Barry, Byron, Elliott, and Bush all in the garage. I would not be surprised if Bell joins them with the amount of damage he has at some point. And we already have 4 cars, 4 big hitters in the garage, and we're not even to halfway. ESG score, my friend. I'm not going into a rant. I just unloaded on bologna burgers. Comment. Oh, wait, hold on. Maybe I'll find your comment, sir. Hold on just a moment. I am interested to see, though, what happens with this whole no Gregson, how the situation plays out. I think relative to, I don't know, for instance, the Kyle Larson situation, I feel like it's not as severe of a scenario, but right now it's almost being treated as that now. I don't think, has Wendy's or anybody like that come out publicly and announced that they've dropped him? Because if so, then that definitely plays a big factor if you lose your funding. Anyways, back to the silly season discussion. I mean, we can kind of start with the seats. I mean, Hendrick's locked down. Now, I mean, Gibbs, Truex announced that he's coming back. Hamlin saying that, yeah, I mean, he's going to be there for the foreseeable future. Gibbs isn't obviously leaving, and Bell, I have no reason why he would leave either. I think he's also like under contract for I think the next year or two. So now with Truex announcing what he's announced, it sounds like Gibbs has got their lineup all locked up for next year. But it seems like Nemechek, that with those rumors coming out with the struggles of Gragson, now with Toyota backing, I mean, if the Toyota Alliance now results in them like kind of wanting to put Nemechek in that seat, and now with Gragson doing what he's done, unless Gragson for some reason gets back in the car this year and does phenomenal, I would just be very surprised now if Nemechek doesn't end up taking over that 42 seat. I'll probably end up making a silly season video at some point. LaJoy also announced that he's getting an extension with Aspire. Never really doubted that he would return there, but there's that. I think Penske, all that's locked down for the foreseeable future. RCR. Stuart Haas, obviously, that's one of the other big game players. Harvick's retiring, so if we can do the math here, so you're going to have wow, I just blanked. Barry will be in the 4-car next year. And honestly, other than Barry and Briscoe, who will return, Almirola has to basically announce whether or not he's coming back or not in the next week or two. I think he's probably going to come back, honestly. I don't really want him to. I kind of want another young blood to have a shot at taking a seat there. But I don't think that he's going to I think he's going to come back similar to Truex and just finish it out and then go back. Especially because they ran kind of well the last 2 weeks. They run well again today, which right now they are running in where is Almirola? Well, he's running 25th right now, but if they can get this out with like maybe a top 15 or whatever, I think there's a decent chance. I think he's one of the reasons why he's more so contemplating retirement is this year pretty much been terrible for the first half. But now that maybe he's finding a bit of his own groove, maybe he's got a better chance of getting in, staying around. Also, rain has stopped at the racetrack, so that is a good sign. So we should be racing again here soon. Just got to dry off the track a little bit. So, anyways, I think Almirola probably will return, and also Priest sounds like he's pretty much locked up one more year in that ride. And I think Priest's run last weekend at Richmond does show like I think Priest has potential to be a legitimate talent. Obviously he's a bit older, but I'd actually say I have more confidence in Priest right now than I do Briscoe. I would be willing to say that, which is a pretty bold take. But yeah, I think Priest will return. I don't know. Like I just said, I think Almirola will return. I kind of hope he doesn't, just to make the silly season predictions all more crazy and more interesting to try and predict. If Almirola leaves though, we'll go with that. If Almirola leaves, I think if Custer wins the championship, I think he could go up. But also, I don't know if Haas wants to continue just to pay more money out of their pocket, because that is one of the cars that is kind of sponsored at Haas right now on their own. Smithfield sponsors almost every race for that team. Hold on just a second. Anyways, I think if Almirola were to retire potentially, I think at that point you're pretty much saying that like I would say Custer would move up because he's starting to, I think, kind of get back into it in the Xfinity series. I think he's starting to rebuild confidence, but he doesn't bring any funding whatsoever. So I mean, unless maybe he finds funding somewhere. Herbst, I would say I wouldn't bring up because he looked okay at the start of the season. Now, I mean, he still hasn't been able to win in that car for what is multiple years now. If he were to get a win or two maybe later in the season, which I don't see happening, then maybe I justify it. But also, all of a sudden, you'd have like what 3 Monster Energy cars in the Cup Series. But with that, I don't think it's going to be Herbst or Custer. And then it's really like who? Because there's no other Ford team but McDowell or Zane Smith. That's the question. I think Zane Smith is more likely than McDowell to take that seat. I would say for FRM, I don't know, though. I don't know. I haven't thought about this enough. I would say Zane Smith, but I think FRM's going to do everything they can to lock down Zane Smith. I think for Zane, what could be a big deal is like whether or not I think Zane has a lot of bargaining power in this as well. I mean, because at the end of the day, it's his decision. Obviously, kind of would probably prefer to stay loyal to who he is familiar with, but also you at the end of the day want to end up in the best situation you can be in, or at least what you to believe to be the best situation that you can be in to raise your stock as a driver. So for Zane Smith, I think if McDowell finds his way into the playoffs, I think he ends up at FRM, because if he can see them prove to Zane that they can make a playoff-capable car without a win, then I think he takes the risk. Otherwise, if he doesn't make the playoffs, I think he just goes to Stewart-Haas, because even though Stewart-Haas right now only has one driver in the playoffs, at least they can prove that they can put drivers in the playoffs. I think Stewart-Haas right now, even though they struggle, have a much higher ceiling than FRM ceiling. So I think Zane's more so probably thinking like that. If McDowell makes the playoffs, I think Zane Smith goes to that car and takes over the 38. I think Todd Gillen gets the boot just because he's been all right. But, I mean, McDowell's really just... Yes, he's in his second year. But, I mean, McDowell has really kind of mopped the floor with him. Obviously, McDowell's a veteran. But, yeah, I would say I think Gillen's going to get the boot. I think Zane Smith... I think most people agree with this. I think Zane Smith's a higher prospect than Gillen. Anyways, so yeah, I think with that, that's kind of what I would say. I think also, like you said, Almirola, the whole contract situation has to be figured out soon. I think you could see it all being announced right after Daytona. If McDowell makes it in, I think Zane. Well, I mean, more so has to do with whether or not Almirola stays. I guess that's probably a bigger factor. But yeah, I think if Zane goes to FRM, then I'm like, now I really don't know who's going to take over that seat. Because at that point, I think he would. If they can't get Zane Smith, then they'd probably take Cole Custer, is what he'd probably do, actually. Or if he's willing to jump ship, somebody like an Austin Hill, or potentially, Justin Allgaier, maybe? I don't know. Also, Dale Jr. said that they have 2 drivers returning next year, and one of them's going to be Brandon Jones. The other, most likely, would be Sam Mayer, I'd have to imagine. Besides that, I have no clue who's going to take over those other 2 spots. If Allgaier, I mean, I think Sam Mayer's more likely to return than Allgaier, and I think Allgaier would like to keep racing, but maybe, I mean, he's getting older, maybe he'd retire. I don't see him getting a cup ride, nor do I see him, unless maybe you get the 77 with a Brandt sponsorship. But I don't think Allgaier, after running for wins for so long, I mean, he tried running in a back marker in that 51 for a couple years in the Cup Series, and now I think he, similar to Allmendinger, would enjoy just running for wins more than he would running for whatever. Maybe he actually goes to Colleague. I don't know. This could be a whole good silly season video for what is, the Cup Series silly season right now, because it's almost like you flip one domino, and it's not just the Cup Series. It really affects a whole pipeline within the Xfinity and Truck Series as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think by Legacy Motor Club, I mean, I don't know. I think it's I actually agree. I think honestly, if they did not suspend him, then I think it would all kind of blow away slowly over time. And just be like one of those things like, oh boy, that's not great, and like maybe be bad for PR. But with the suspension, it immediately becomes a very much more significant, like, ooh. Because it also sets a bit of a precedent now. If, like, stuff comes out about, really what a driver's personal views are off track, or, I mean, I wouldn't say it's personal views, but, like this kind of opens up a whole other can of worms. Because what if you find, whoever liked this? No, Gregson's a bit different because he's just a rookie. He's been having a rough season. But let's say it's, I don't say Kyle, but let's say it's Chase Elliott. You know what I mean? Or Martin Truex Jr. Like, what do you do then? A very accomplished driver. I think it's a much more tricky much more tricky topic in that scenario. Yeah, I think what Legacy Motor Club did, Legacy Motor Club made the situation just much, much worse by what they did. Because, I mean, yeah, Gregson, this just comes from bad to worse, and yeah, I don't really know. I think I'm going to stick with my guns on the whole thing, where if they didn't say, I'm blanking, if they didn't suspend him, then it would probably just be one of those things. Like, it's honestly pretty frequent with, NFL players or NBA players, really anybody. I mean, they probably don't ever like somebody I've never seen something that's been liked that's as out there as this, for instance, but some dumb internet meme, more so, probably that's not as political, but a dumb internet meme that's been liked by some athlete in some extent. And, I mean, nobody ever talks about it because it's just, it never becomes more than like a Twitter post that kind of fades away after like 24 hours. Whereas this has just swept over the news world, now also gets NASCAR kind of back in the spotlight again, as, obviously Elon Musk tweeted about it. And I think really just kind of puts NASCAR in a bad spot once again. You also take a driver that had really been kind of hyped up over the last year to be the next, I don't know, Tony Stewart, whoever. A guy that, a driver that, I mean, right now didn't really show much crazy talent this season, but had shown talent in the past, and just his kind of swagger, who he is. Somebody that, could kind of change the sport, or kind of be one of those new big images for the sport. Obviously, he, kind of pioneered that partnership between NASCAR and Hurley, as being like kind of their lead model for that whole collaboration. And obviously now that kind of all goes down the tubes just with this. So we'll have to see where this kind of all ends up. And a couple, hopefully, I think the best scenario is Noah Gregson's back in the car next week. I think that is the best scenario. Honestly, the best scenario is Gregson's back in the car as soon as possible, and it's all kind of just is let go, and he maybe loses control of his Instagram account for a few weeks and has to maybe go to sensitivity training and just blah, 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 blah. But if he is out of this car for more than, I think, a week or 2 weeks tops, I think it is just a completely overblown situation. And at that point, you're really kind of making a mess of things. Not really just in this situation, but situations going forward. Because now you set this bar, because it's kind of an unforeseen circumstance. And now it's going to be met by, or theoretically, like these are the standards that are kind of set up now for any similar instance going forward. So, yeah, I really think the best scenario here is Gregson's back in the car as soon as possible. And I think there should still be some sort of consequence off the track, like, sensitivity training, something like that. But I think it's more so Legacy Motor Club has really butchered this in the way they've handled the situation, in my opinion. Hey, we're up to 3,471 subscribers. Let's go. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, back to the leaderboard. So currently as they run, now this is not with any potential stage 2 points factored in. Ty Gibbs, 6 points to the good over Michael McDowell, 16 points to the good over AJ Allmendinger, and 21 points to the good over Alex Bowman. And he is, he has 28 points to the good over, 31 points to the good. There we go. Man, maybe I can finally do math. I think he is. No, he's just 21 points to the good over Daniel Suarez. And then he has 51 points to the good over Austin Cindric, who's currently having a good run. But it's Chase Elliott, the big loser here. He is 56 points to the bad now. So it's going to almost take a miracle for Elliott to point his way in at this point. And, yeah, he's definitely kind of thinking must win. All right. No, I wonder if they. Does anybody know at the track if they like pulled the Noah Gragson merch or not? Like from the from the merch stands. I really wonder where that's all gonna go, or like how deep the impacts of this one meme that was liked will stem. Gosh, man. I just want this race to get going. It says the weather is stopped, according to Twitter. NASCAR, put NASCAR rain in the search bar. Oh, they say they have. Now, Bob Packhurst just did tweet out. So I thought the rain had stopped, but it looks like it's continued. It says they have lost the rain now in quotes. So, or they've lost the track. So now it's definitely not going to be just a quick back out onto the racetrack. So yeah, now they've lost the backstretch, it sounds like. Okay. Well, that's no bueno. Okay, yeah, it looks like the rain might win out today, so we might be back tomorrow. Now, I would not be able to be back tomorrow because I will be at work, but oh well. And we're not at halfway, so yeah, the race will not be made official. Will not be a Tyler Reddick victory. Thanks to everyone watching today. Oh, it is really raining hard now on the backstretch as they're back from that commercial break. All right. So, guys, I think we might end it here in just a second and just come back later if the rain does stop. So, I'll be honest. Yeah, I think we're just going to hit pause here for a bit. And, yeah, we might jump it back here if the rain comes to conclusion. But, anyways, we'll work. I'm going to put up the rain font. Nobody likes the rain font, but sometimes it must just be displayed. Wait, where is it? Ah, I grabbed the wrong thing. No, I don't want that. Here we go. Can we get this? Can we get this? Rain delay. Okay, there we go. All right. Well, if the rain does stop, I will return. If not, I'll see you guys later. Thanks everybody watching. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I really appreciate everybody that's tuning in, regardless of whether it's raining or not. But yeah, I'll see you guys later on if the rain stops. If not, I'll see you guys next weekend for the Indy Road Course. I'm out.